Let's go and talk about rationalizing the denominator by multiplying by the conjugate. To do that, I'm going to go through a easy, a medium, as well as a really, really good hard example. One of those that you'll see like on your test. But let's start with the first one, something that your teacher, if they were like teaching you how to do this, they would kind of start with, it's like, all right, here's how you rationalize the denominator, and here's the way, here's the approach, okay? So now the first thing, typically before we get into, multiplying by the conjugate, we talk about rationalizing the denominator of something rather simple, like a 2 divided by the square root of 5. And if I wanted to, rationalize the denominator here, I would just multiply by the square root of 5 over the square root of 5. The reason being is because in the numerator, I get 2 times the square root of 5, but my denominator is going to be a square root of 25, right? And I can simplify the square root of 25 just to be 5. So I have a 2 square root of 5 over 5, all right? Then we go over here. But the problem is we don't want to do the same thing, right? We can't multiply by the square root of 5 on the top and the bottom. We'll still get 2 square root of 5 in the numerator, but my denominator, notice I'm multiplying here by 2 terms. I have to multiply the square root of 5 times both these expressions. So I'll still get a square root of 25, which simplifies to a 5, but square root of 5 times -1 is going to be a negative square root of 5. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the incorrect way to be able to approach this problem. So what do we need to do? Well, when we have 2 terms with a radical, what we need to do is multiply by the conjugate. The conjugate is going to be the exact same expression, whereas we're going to have, we have the minus as well as the plus, okay? So what we're simply going to do here is rather than multiplying by the square root of 5, I'm going to multiply by this conjugate, which will be the square root of 5 plus 1, okay? Now this is going to create my difference of 2 squares. Because remember, a minus b times a plus b is going to give us that a squared minus b squared, right? So whatever you do in the denominator, you have to make sure you do in the numerator. All right, so over here, I'm going to apply my distributive property. So I'll get a 2 times square root of 5 plus 2. And then over here, my denominator, you could multiply this out by using FOIL. Or again, just understanding that relationship, ladies and gentlemen, you multiply the first 2 terms, square root of 5 times square root of 5, which is just going to be a 5. Excuse me. And then over here, you're going to multiply -1 times +1, which is a -1. Now, I multiplied this 2 times both of them. You actually don't need to do that. I actually would leave that out just to make sure if there's something that can simplify first. So I apologize for that because you don't always necessarily want to go that way. Because if you do, what you're going to want to do is now factor out that 2. Because what I want you to see is this denominator simplifies down to 4. Now I can divide my 2 and my 4 because that's separated by multiplication. So I can divide those out to give me a final answer of square root of 5 plus 1 divided by 2. And that is going to be your finalized answer with rationalizing the denominator. All right, let's go and take a look at our next one, which is going to be our medium example. And this one will be kind of fun. Like, a lot of times I was thinking like this could be maybe even a hard one because it has a lot of radicals with it. But in reality, guys, if you kind of get the idea of what you're trying to do, this problem isn't really that bad, okay? You recognize we have radicals in the denominator. I want to get rid of them. I'm just going to multiply by the conjugate. So I'm going to take the exact same expression, and I'm just going to take the negative version of that. So it's, a plus b. I'm going to do a minus b, okay? And again, whatever you do in the denominator, you have to do in the numerator. Not going to be plus, it's going to be minus, okay? Now, the difficult thing here is, yeah, we do have a little bit of FOIL here, but I'll just work it step by step so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Remember, as long as our index is the same, square root times square root, you just multiply the radicand, okay? Anytime you have a number in front, you multiply by the other number in front. If you don't have a number in front, you can consider it 1. So when I multiply this first one, and this is going to be 2 square root of 2 times square root of 5, I can just multiply the 2 and the 5 because they're both under the radical of square root of 2. And then 2 times 1 is 2. So therefore, I'm going to get a 2 square root of 10. Now let's do the next one. 2 square root of 2 times a -2. So therefore, that's going to give me a -2. And then square root of 2 times square root of 2 is going to be a 2. So that's a times 2. And then we'll simplify that to be a -4. Well, I'll leave it off from that right now. Let's go and do the next one, which is going to be 2 times square root of 5. So therefore, that square root of 5 times square root of 5 is 20 square root of 25, which is going to be 5. 5 times 2 is going to be 10. I don't know why I put an equals. So that's going to be let's rewrite this as a -4. I should have just done that. So that's a -4. And then we're going to have a plus 10. And then I have this one here. So square root of 5 times 2 is going to be 10. 2 times negative 2, so that's going to be negative 2 square root of 10. All right, now in my denominator, again, 5 times square root of 5 times square root of 5 is going to be square root of 25, which is going to be 5. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is going to be this is just going to be 2, but again, that's a minus, right? So it's a minus 2. Now, the other thing I notice here in my numerators is 2 square root of 10 minus a 2 square root of 10 is just going to add to a 0. So negative 4 plus 10 is going to give me a 6. So I'll have a 6 in my numerator, and then 5 minus 2 is going to be 3. 6 divided by 3 is going to equal 2. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to equal our final answer. All right. I'll put that right there. So now let's get into our last example. So if I had a x minus, oh, I don't want to use red. Let's go and use a blue. So if I did x minus 1 divided by 1 minus the square root of x. Okay, so this is a great one to give to students on your test because there's a couple ways that we can approach this. And I will give you a shortcut version after I go through the long version. So let's approach this the way that we understand it, the way that I worked into the previous examples of, rationalizing your denominator by multiplying by the conjugate. So if I'm going to multiply by the conjugate to get rid of my radical in the denominator, I'm going to multiply by 1 plus the square root of x, right? You do that in the denominator and you do that in the numerator. Just make sure you put parentheses here to make sure you distribute that. Now, again, I'm not going to want to do this distributing just yet. I'm going to leave that as it is, plus the square root of x. Then I'll put those in parentheses though, because it's multiplied by everything. And then over here, I need to multiply this out. So it's 1 times 1, which is a 1. And then negative square root of x times negative square root of x is going to be a 1 minus x. Now, ladies and gentlemen, per the directions, I have rationalized in the denominator. I have gotten the radical off of the denominator. So this technically would be correct based on the directions I said for just rationalizing the denominator. However, I made this as a hard example because the hard example could add into let's further simplify this. Okay. So how could you further simplify, this problem? Well, there's a couple ways that I want you to be able to think about this. These are almost the same, right? If I write this with these parentheses, recognize a lot of students will forget to put the parentheses there. They'll just leave it like this. And so they won't visualize or see what's happening. But if I wanted to further simplify this, see this, I have an x minus 1 up here, and I also have a 1 minus x down there. They're almost the same. So what I could do is I could factor out a negative, and by factoring out a negative, I'm going to be left with a x minus 1. I'm just rearranging the x and the 1, but that's a negative x. And so when you factor out a negative, it turns positive. That's a positive 1. When you factor out a negative, that turns to be a negative 1. Now what I want you guys to see is my x minus 1 over here and my x minus 1 over here, they would go ahead and divide out. So I'd be left with a negative times a 1 plus the square root of x, which you could then just distribute to be a negative 1 minus the square root of x. That would be your simplified final answer, okay? And a lot of students would just either overlook that or they wouldn't simplify it all to that way. So that's why I thought this was a great problem. Now, there's another way that we could actually approach this. If I had 1 minus x all over a 1 minus the square root of x, okay? Another way that we could look into this is say that these are both, could I simplify this numerator to rewrite it in terms of this expression up here? And the answer is actually yes. I could actually rewrite this in terms of a difference of two squares. And you might say, well, I know x squared minus 1, right? If I was to think about difference of two squares and I say x squared minus 1, that's x minus 1 times x plus 1, right? But you could also rewrite x minus 1 as a difference of two squares. You could rewrite that as a square root of x minus 1 times the square root of x plus 1. Then you have that, again, let's just factor out that negative square root of x minus 1. And now what I want you guys to be able to see here is these again would divide out, and then you could distribute this negative to both the terms, because again, it doesn't matter if the negative's in the numerator or in your denominator, and you get a negative square root of x minus 1, which is exactly what we had here. I just rearranged everything. So that is an example of a easy, medium, hard by rationalizing denominator by multiplying by the conjugate. If you want more examples of how to rationalize or simplify radicals, then check out the next video I have for you here or the videos in the playlist down below. Cheers.